Mama Stay presents Human Design Your Life, Part 2.
So there's that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
Hold
you.
on. Harlan's telling you something that she's feeling right now. I'd love to.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're tuned in, tapped in, and you're turned on. Yes. Very much so. Thank you so much. I'm so honored for your presence to be in this room because even though you have a button screen, a little bit, your personality and your energy is zooming out of that screen.
Oh,
yes,
thank
yes.
you.
I'm just
Thank
so
you.
impressed that, because energy has no form. It has no distance or time. So it's actually, although you're in 3D, you're actually here. And I'm so here. It's remarkable. So good.
Oh,
So here. So clear to me, and I'm so grateful for that explanation.
you're welcome.
We were so honored to have Victoria and Allahmi in our Mama Stay space to break down human design. Reflectors are really rare, and then the manifestors are next.
Yes.
And then who's next after that?
So next is the projectors are 20%, about 20% of our population.
We have a lot of
So-
projectors here, right?
Yes.
Can you go into a little bit basically about what a projector is?
Yes, I can. Okay, so there's a few character traits that you'll know about projector. First of all, each design type has something that you're here specifically to do in general. Okay, this is all projectors. This doesn't matter who you are. If you're a projector, this is what you're here to do. You are here to be a guide. Okay, a guide.
Raise your hand, projectors.
Okay, but what it does mean is that you often, if you think about it, you often have answers to how people can do things better or how they can be doing things more efficiently or easier. You have advice. You usually have something to tell people how to do things better. You have things to say. You have information to give. But what happens is often your thing that you're here to do, if you don't use your energy the right way, people will reject you. They reject your information. They shut you down. They may ignore you. You may not feel seen and heard, even though you're talking, even though.
Yes, it does.
That
I see
resonates.
some head nod.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so because of that, there's something with human design is called the not self. Okay. Not self, it means basically if you are not able to be received the way you want to in this world, but you're also not using your energy the right way, that's why you're not being received the way you want to, you will start to feel a certain way. And so the not self for projectors is bitterness. It's to feel bitter. So that means that I feel bitter because no one sees me. I try to help people, but they ignore me or they shut me down. And that can make projectors feel bitter. Okay, that's one thing. That's one characteristic trait. Another trait about projectors is that there's something in the chart called the sacral, SACRAL, sacral center. And it is going to be if you go to look at the very bottom of the chart, that square, it is called the root. But if you go up one, for a projector, that will not be filled in. It will look white or it will look clear.
Is that true for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. That is called that's called your sacral center. Okay, that's called your sacral. That is what they call the life force energy. Okay. What that means is that gives generators, when generators have that filled in. And that means they have a sustainable way of using their energy. So they can work long hours and not get tired, really. They can get tired, but not like a projector. Projectors, you don't have a sustainable way to hold your energy. So you need to be very strategic because you don't have all that energy. So pretty much if you're a projector and you have a 9-to-5 job that keeps you awake long hours, you're going to be exhausted.
Yep.
You're going to want to take naps when it's not appropriate to take naps.
Who's a napper?
Oh my God.
I'm not a projector.
All the nappers. What if you are a projector and you don't take naps? Is that something that you should give into? What happens then?
That's a
Yes.
great question. So here's the thing. There are certain in your human design, that's what I mean when I say circuitry. There are certain lines that kind of mimic energy, but it's not sustainable. It means that it's not going to last you for a very long time. Number two, here's another reason why some projectors don't ever really feel as tired as they could, is because when you are around other people who are generator types and they have a sacral, you energetically borrow their energy. You borrow their energy.
Remember, if we're energy, you can easily borrow that energy, right? Like almost like a vampire, but not scary.
Yeah,
Must explain that to my children that way if I have to be more protected.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that because initially when I met up with Victoria, she was going to do my chart and Nyla's chart together. We haven't even gotten to that yet. That's how much we spoke for 2 hours just on me. So there's so much to dive into, but yes, if you want to be able to parent more efficiently without ripping your hair out and drinking a bottle of wine every night, perhaps that is something you'd like to do, is to get your reading with you and your two
Or
children.
just, no,
Two
but just in
children.
general.
so I'll give you a quick just a little, you didn't ask for advice, but I'll just give you what I've realized is that because if you have a generator child, I'm sorry, if you have a projector child, okay, and you are a generator type.
Oh, that's me.
What-
That's us.
Okay, yeah.
We have a pair here.
Okay, so what can happen is that your child, projector children sometimes have it tough, y'all. I'll just put it that way. Because what happens is they are constantly being bombarded by this energy. And I have to explain it a certain way because I have to do it this. So when you have an open center, and what I'm saying is projectors have an open sacral, okay? If you think of a cup without a bottom, you can pour into the cup, but it never fills up. Okay, it's constantly being poured into, and so that is an overstimulus of energy. Sometimes these children present as being hyper. Sometimes they get diagnosed with ADHD because they have a hard time paying attention because they're constantly having stimulation that they can't really handle. And so when it's in the home and you are a parent who has the energy and your child does not have a sustainable form of energy, but they may present super hyper. They're like, you're like, no, they're always jumping around. They're always got energy. It's because they're borrowing yours and always borrowing, and they can't really regulate it.
Your energy.
Because so y'all, well, let me just tell you one thing. You know, when we talk about chemistry, you got chemistry with somebody,
Yeah.
or let's say you meet somebody for 5 minutes and you just hit it off so well, you think that you've known them forever.
Yes.
Okay, so that's because when you are around someone, when you meet that person, whatever circuitry you have, but you don't have the complete circuitry, that person just might have the other part of your circuitry that you don't have. So it completes your circuitry and it feels good energetically. You feel
guys are
good
like-
around that person because it's literally they complete circuitry that you don't have. That line of "you complete me." You remember that old line?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I really want to, I feel really drawn to really be transparent with you all that this is truly our life's work. It's making me emotional immediately. I'm not going to go too deep, too far, but God put it on my heart to start this business at a time in my life where it was real crazy, like real crazy. A lot of death, a lot of tragedy, a lot of just hard stuff. And I was drawn to start a coaching and consulting firm because I didn't want to go back to my job. Well, I didn't know where this thing was going. And at the time that I think I initially met Tanika, I was just doing some traditional coaching, traditional one-on-one coaching. I had just started unlocking my gifts. I didn't realize I was intuitive until about 4 years ago. And I started with tarot and studying tarot and all the things, but now I'm a clear vessel. I can channel anything all the time.
She's a full-fledged psychic.
So it changed my life. It changed my life. It changed my business. It changed the way I was working with people. But then I discovered human design, and Victoria came into my life. And then the synergy between her desire to really learn to master this human design, and then my desire to continue to learn how to understand people differently so that I can help them live by design. The synergy, and as she said, our body graphs already lay on top of each other like, a hand in a glove. So this synergy, what's happening in our work is not just a business for us.
No.
Like, we are here to help people elevate. Okay. So I heard you, Tanika, when I heard you say that everybody in here is ready to do their damn assignment. Okay. And I just got all the chills again. Okay. So I'm praying that this is not a one-time experience, that we stay in community on whoever's platform it needs to be on. I'm all about creating this tipping point. I know for me, I'm here to influence influencers. Come on, spirit. I am. I'm here to influence influencers. I'm here to impact people so that they impact more people. And so each of you have a piece in the puzzle as well. Y'all have a very powerful piece of the matrix as well. So whether it's a human design reading or an intuitive reading, all of the things play together. Okay. All of the things play together to help us wake up to ourselves so that we can better serve each other and change this environment that we see is going in a real specific direction right now. Now it's go time, light workers. Okay, everybody, it's time to activate. It's time for everybody to check in and let's get this thing going. Okay, because those of us who know, we know. And those of us who don't need to be guided and told and taught and held and embraced and educated and all of the things. So I just want to say that for anybody who has any interest and continue to help us move this movement, to help us continue to build platforms, to create spaces, okay? Because there's another part of this, and that we're creating a learning community where it's not just a one-off, take a program and be done, but we want to, like, literally, this is about living this life every day. To live intuitively is not easy. To trust God at every turn is not easy, as we know, okay? So even though we know, okay, my energy should flow differently because I need to trust God, you got to learn how to do that, okay? So let's stay tapped in. However we can support this community and add to you individually and collectively, let us know, Tanika. Everybody in here, let us know.
Ignore that. Well, ladies, thank you so much.
Peace, y'all. This has been fun. This has been real, real fun. Y'all taking care of yourselves. All right, take care now. Peace.